Am I the asshole for putting a stop to my 12-year-old daughter's period party?
What?
Let me set the stage. My wife and I, 43 male, 42 female, have two daughters, 7 years apart. 19-year-old was at college in a different state when this happened. Girls are very different. 19-year-old is outgoing, extroverted, loves meeting new people, trying new things, etc. 12-year-old is shy, a homebody, finds things she's comfortable with and sticks with them. In fairness, 19-year-old was kind of like this until she was 16 or so. Maybe it's genetic. A couple months ago, 12-year-old came to me in my home office, obviously upset. She stammers a bit, then manages to tell me that she just got her first period. I play the supportive dad, comfort her, and get her a box of sanitary pads my wife had bought earlier in the year, guessing this was going to happen sooner or later, and go over the instructions with her. She goes into her bathroom, does what she has to do, thanks me for my help. I got her some ice cream and Midol, told her there was nothing to be embarrassed about, and she could always come to me for anything. Wife gets home later that day. 12-year-old tells her what happened. Wife starts crying. My little girl is growing up, etc., then asks who should be invited to the period party, which I only knew of from listening to Bert Kreischer. If they were a thing when our 19-year-old started, she never asked for one. 12-year-old immediately closes off, says she doesn't want a period party, doesn't want anyone to know. Wife tries to talk to her some more, but 12-year-old ignores her and goes to her room. Wife tries to enlist my aid in changing her mind, but I tell her, she said she didn't want one, don't worry about it. 2 days later, I get home from running errands, and before I can even make it to the stairs, 12-year-old runs up to me and asks if she can do her homework in my office. I'm confused, but say sure, and she bolts upstairs. At this point, I started to suspect what was going on, and walked into the living room to find that my wife had not only decorated it like something which wouldn't have looked out of place on my super sweet 16, but there were several family friends, all women, and a few I recognized as neighborhood mothers. I beckon wife into the hall. She asks where 12-year-old is, and I tell her she wanted to do her homework in my office. She rolls her eyes and starts to move past me, but I step in front of her. I say, "What are you doing?" And she says, "Going to get our daughter. It's her party." I say, "She told you specifically she didn't want one of these." And she replies, "Oh, she didn't mean that. This is an important time for a girl. She needs to know not to be ashamed of her body." I say, "She's not. I already explained things to her. She just doesn't want to talk about it anymore." She says, "I don't expect you to understand. This is just for us women." She actually tried to push past me, but I stepped into the doorway and completely blocked her. She said, "What's wrong with you?" "What's wrong with you? You know how shy she is. You knew she didn't want you to do something like this, and you did it anyway." My wife said, "I told you it's for her own good. We can't let her grow up with a negative attitude towards something so natural." To which I say, "And we're not.